Hello, in today's video we have a Juju guide. What maps to play on, what gadgets and star powers to choose from, what brawlers defeat you and whom you could defeat, and just in general some tips and tricks to learn how to play Juju a little bit better. Honestly, I think this guide is going to be very useful because Juju is one of the most overpowered brawlers, even if you haven't noticed it. And I do know what I'm saying because I am power 9 and already tier 50, so you could probably trust my information. Anyway, before we start, I wanted to let's just start from gadgets. Anyway, for gadgets, the first gadget you're probably going to take is this Elementalist, because it is actually a very insane gadget. Once you buy it, it might actually be very complicated, but once you get the hand of it, and you will fastly get the hand of it, and then you're gonna find out how really overpowered it is. Actually, for Juju, you're always going to be precisely descripted on what element you're standing on. That's why this gadget is super great. Anyway, as for star power, you're gonna take the guarded Gris, because let's be honest, 7,000 HP for a super isn't that much, even though the super is so overpowered. But once you have the shield, you almost have 10,000 HP, and it's literally, I would say, overpowered, honestly. And you're gonna mostly be pushing for Juju. You could buy this one as well if you're having trouble fighting, like pushing, but I highly recommend the guarded Gris if you are going to be pushing for Juju. As for maps, you want to play something open. I highly recommend Knockout or Bounty, but basically, honestly, I think like the best knockout map for playing Juju is somewhere like something gonna be open. For example, out in the open, literally probably one of the best maps you can play on for Juju. You could see there's a river right there, there's bushes to throw long range, and it's pretty much open. It's a great map just for Juju, literally specifically for Juju. Anyway, yeah, now let's go ahead and actually see some tips and tricks and actually go to the gameplay as well. Before we continue with the gameplay, you must know some essential aspects of Juju that not many actually know. Well, before we start, of course, we all know it depends on what territory you throw your main attack on. So basically this just deals a lot of damage. You could see it deals 2,000 damage. Once you're in a bush, you could throw further, but it deals less damage. Let's just see how much it does. It does only... Okay, I couldn't see. Let's just see on this spot right here. It does only see 1,400. I mean, it's 1,600. But once you're on water, it only can slow an enemy and deals as well 1,600 damage. Anyway, just know that. And for gadgets, once you're on water, you get a speed boost just like this. Once you're in bushes, you get invisible. Literally invisible, and once you're on ground, which you're mostly going to be on ground, it gives you a shield, which is pretty overpowered. Anyway, as for super, you need to know that the super is a very long range brawler, but if you place your super to an enemy that's close to you, so for example I place it to enemy, the super, it's better not to do that because it's going to shoot it's not going to shoot long range, it's going to shoot close range, which is bad. So you can see it can't shoot long range like that. But if you place a super by an enemy, then inevitably that's just going to be a bad super. So never place your super for Juju close to an enemy. I'm just saying, it's really mainly. And if someone jumps on you, the first thing you have to do is not spam him. The first thing you have to do is be on land and press your gadget shield, and after that you can spam him as much as you want. And also Juju's attacks are very slow, so just know that it's kind of hard to actually like propel them. But let's just say if you're in the bush, it's going to take a very long time for the attack to arrive to an enemy. So just be ready for your attacks not to hit exactly every enemy. It will be hitting some, but not many. And use your super as an advantage. Once you have your super, you could already know that people are scared of this thing to death. They do not know what they're doing. It's really horrifying playing against this. So just keep that as an advantage while you're playing for Juju. Anyway, here we are in the map out in the open that I was already mentioning about. And we're purely going to concentrate on how I'm playing because I'm playing for Juju. So basically, once you're playing for Juju on something like out in the open, your main aspect is just to deal damage and wait until the zone closes down, and except if they are playing for a tank. If they're playing for a tank, that's bad. Basically, your main objective is to get your super. Unfortunately, I died there, but I hope my team is going to carry me. It should probably most likely do that. But basically, main objective once you spawn in is literally to get my super, because as we all know, Juju Super is a game-changing aspect of the whole game. Anyway, we could see I'm just dealing damage, and once I get my super, I have to just place it once, and they're pretty much all dead. You can see it's a 2v3 right now, but once I place my super, there you go, and they're just all dead. I mean, yeah, they're all frightened. They can't do anything. You could use your super as a body shield. Honestly, it's a pretty smart aspect, and it's that easy. It's not that hard, guys, and that was only a 58-second game. Let's spectate something actually more sweatier. Let's just say this. This is, by the way, 1,000 trophy plus, so just had to state that out. Yeah. Anyway, here you can see, you're pretty much, I already said, main objective is to get your super. And since we're playing knockout, just don't die. Honestly, don't be that one bad random that's constantly dying. If needed, just back out and heal. If not, then I don't know. And also, for gears, I didn't mention this. You could technologically take the shield one and the heal one. Those are pretty good gears, because you're playing for Juju mainly. You need that HP additional. Unfortunately, we all died here. That was a very dumb loss, but I don't know, maybe we will lose this. I don't know. Most certainly, no, most likely not, but there's no way this Gene is actually gonna win anyone. Yeah, he's probably gonna get cooked. Actually, yeah, well, makes sense, but that's fine. It's 1-0, not in our favor, but I think I have my super right now, so we can actually change this game really fast in our favor. All I have to do is place a super at the right timing, and they're doomed. There you go, super. Okay, that was a bad super, because honestly, you could take it away real fast. But look, he went away all the way back there, and that's a good thing. That means that we can actually kill the bow, like, just in a very easy maneuver. Yeah. Oh god, this bow is actually very annoying for some reason. I have no clue why. Can you just die? Just give up. Okay, thank you. And I got a second super. Okay, but now I have to place it a little bit better than the first one. You have to kind of place it on a place where you know it's not going to get damaged and beamed out for the first 5 seconds. And only after that, you know that it's going to like change something. And once it's going up to an enemy, usually the enemy goes back to their spawn, because you know the closest point is the spawn. But you can see what my super is doing right here. It basically literally killed someone, I think, that's exactly what I said about game-changing aspect of the game. It's exactly my super. Anyway, we're most likely gonna win this yeah, most certainly. GG's, pretty easy game. Yeah, let's go ahead and look at the third game. The main reason I actually made this guide is because I think it's really helpful for those who actually want to play Juju but don't know how to. It's not that hard, honestly. Use whatever you're standing on as an advantage. Honestly, probably the worst thing is going to be the lake one. First of all, it's the least common thing you're going to be standing on, and second of all, I know the slowing is pretty OP, but at the same time, you're pretty much never actually going to slow someone. It's practically impossible at that point. It takes a really large amount of skill just to stand on that lake. Firstly, not just that, but also like, yeah, sometimes you will misclick your gadget. I'll tell you that when you're on a different surface. For example, I just literally, if you didn't notice, I pressed my gadget in the bushes. I meant to actually activate a shield. Yeah, that's gonna happen. I would say a lot, to be honest. And once everyone is dead, your main objective is going to be to get your super and then die. Doesn't matter how, but you just have to die, because honestly, I don't think Juju in Earth is going to win a 1v3 against a Sprout, a Grom, and a Buzz Lightyear. I think that's practically impossible. You don't know. Yeah, you have to be some kind of cyber sport, man. So yeah, main objective, get super and die once it's a 1v3. And yeah, I died there, unfortunately, but I think my team could clutch this. It's pretty much, we have a good combo. They have a little bit of a better combo. Sprout is a pretty darn good brawler, not gonna lie, which is kind of annoying, but hey, I'm not complaining. Maybe we could win. I don't know. But also, for Juju, yeah, and probably the best surface to stand on is probably the bushes, because the range is actually insane. Even though the damage is decreased, the bushes range is it's just literally, I don't know what to tell you. It's insane. You could shoot as far as probably like Byron or Piper. It's just amazing. It's probably, yeah, it's definitely the farthest a thrower could ever throw. That's for sure. But I don't know. It's just insane, honestly. And then the surface, basically, you're going to be wanting to shoot on the surface only when only when there's someone like pushing you or you're close to an enemy that and you know for a fact and it's a guarantee way that you're going to kill the enemy on a surface. It's a 2v3 unfortunately, but I do think we could clutch this. If I get my super, I really do think we could clutch this. Maybe just please. All I need is a super. They're playing really badly, not gonna lie, against us. But okay, look, I activated my shield, I put my super, and once you put your super, you just push. And look, they are low after my super. I mean, the Buzz Lightyear at least is low, but that was our chance to shine. We didn't shine, but at least we killed the Sprout, and then we backed out. Great, okay. And then I used my invisibility gadget just to go ahead and, I mean, I did risk it for the biscuit, but did not die. That was a good clutch from me, not gonna lie. And this Gene is going absolutely insane. And then we just both pushed the Gene. Once I heal, we let our fellow Gene heal and just kill him like that. It's pretty darn easy, not that much skill involved, honestly. You don't have to be exactly too skilled to play for Juju. You just have to know what you're doing, honestly, mostly, and don't be that one bad random that's constantly dying for Juju and thinking that you're actually giving an impact in the game. Just don't. Actually do something, to be honest. Even if you die, do it for a cause, do it for at least a trade-in for one-on-one, okay? Anyway, thank you for watching this video today, and I really hope you guys got something useful from it. And if you haven't, go maybe check my other videos. They're as well, if not more entertaining than this one. And on this note, without further ado, I'm gonna be saying goodbye. Maybe subscribe, it's your choice, but you should probably most likely do it. Goodbye.
If you subscribe right now, then you will be able to take a dive in the ocean and not drown. That is a W trade. So go ahead, don't be afraid to subscribe.